You alright? You want to sit down?
I'm great.
Want to leave? What else we do? Mute real quick.
The show will... No.
Just really quick.
The show will continue.
That's fine.
To go on.
Let me really talk to you. Good.
Come on, I'm on the camera mic.
I knew this was going to happen. When you let your friends gas you up, when you let other men tell you how to go about handling your business, how to go about how to see your child, and it all gets fumbled, now everything is in a court of law.
She didn't want that man around that baby for no reason. What y'all haters gotta say now? It don't matter, because y'all gonna come up with every excuse in the book. Y'all are going to swirl it out. Either she's lying, even though she literally has proof. She showed the bruise on her arm when he grabbed her. Mind you, while she was buckling Halo into a car. She also showed a picture of her chipped tooth where he allegedly grabbed her by her hair and slammed her head into the steering wheel. But she has all that proof, and the restraining order was granted by the judge. It was granted. But y'all gonna either say she lying or she started it. And that is sad. I personally stand with Haley. Mind you, she said the abuse started in January after they broke up. They broke up in October. I'm telling you, that man was upset that Haley left. I'm telling y'all that's what it was. He was upset. Oh, and it was because she went over there to discuss a visitation schedule for Halo. The way these black women in Hollywood are not protected, let alone not in Hollywood, just in general, is crazy and it's sad. But again, I want to let it be known that I fucking stand with Halle. DDG been a loser and he gives abuse vibes to me personally. This is just look, he just
Judge just granted Halle Bailey a restraining order against DDG after she claims he laid hands on her while they were discussing visitation for their son Halo. She was passing Halo off to DDG. He became enraged as they were discussing visitation. They began to wrestle. That's when she claimed he put her head into the steering wheel, chipping her tooth as he was pulling her hair. She claimed that the wrestling didn't stop until she began to cry, but she did not feel safe letting Halo go with DDG, so she got in the car. They rode to DDG's house where she hysterically told his family about what had went down, and they agreed to look after Halo. Also alleged that DDG did some weird stuff by entering her home without permission and sending her a photo of her bed, claiming, "Oh, now I know what you be on." She claims that when he sent that text, she assumed that he assumed she was dealing with other men. 4 days after that incident, DDG came to her home again to pick up Halo, which is when she broke the news that he couldn't hang out with him because he was sick. When she claims DDG became verbally abusive, claims he actually smashed the Ring camera and ran off with her phone, drove a little bit down the street and threw the phone out the window and told her, "Go get it, B." Halle claims that this prompted her to file a restraining order against DDG, and after a judge reviewed all of the footage, they agreed that he needs to stay at least 100 yards away from her, and the judge gave Halle permission to take their 18-month-old son Halo to Italy so she can film a movie for 2 months. Now, in addition to all of that, the judge also said that DDG cannot mention Halo or Halle on his live stream. To put the cherry on top of the cake, he submitted text messages of DDG allegedly confronting her a possible relationship with Brent Fayez. In the text here, you see DDG saying, "You think you hurt my feelings, but you really just ruined your own image. This is a terrible look." He says, "It makes you look disgusting and evil." Keep in mind, this was on Mother's Day. He says, "Enjoy your vacation. Happy Mother's Day. Just have the same energy when it's my time to have Halo. I'm on the same type of time." Guys, this entire situation just caught me completely off guard. I knew they were having issues, but I did not know it was this bad.
Dumb dusty ass G is the literal walking definition of a fucking insecure narcissist. Because to come on the internet week after fucking week and harass the mother of your child, knowing the shit that you have done to her, knowing that she holds the fucking key to your lackluster ass career in the palm of her Disney hand. Not only that, but to be on stream when the news broke and pretend in front of your loser ass incel followers like you didn't know you had a fucking restraining order, as if you're not notified when the restraining order is filed. That is peak narcissistic abuser behavior.
Don't even.
That can't even be real.
Fuck all that, bro. Fuck all that.
But that can't even be real. That's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? Fuck all that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Yo.
In order to be granted a restraining order, you have to have concrete evidence of said abuse and harassment that you are seeking protection from. Halle had that. And it's the fact that she sat on this information for months, which lets me know she probably was not going to file anything against you simply because you are her child's father. But because you couldn't stop running to the fucking internet bashing her every time she got some type of spotlight or attention, you left her no fucking choice. You really put your hands on a Disney princess. If King Triton doesn't handle you himself, I guarantee the motherfucking internet will. I hope they ban his ass from Twitch.
In a lot of cases, it's really hard to get a restraining order, but because she had key evidence and also the fact that this man broke into her house was enough for the judge to say, okay, yeah, a restraining order is indefinitely needed.
DDG just found out while he was midstream with Aiden Ross that Halle Bailey put a restraining order against him. And if you guys don't know, them kind of things ain't easy. In order to put a restraining order on somebody, you need to have concrete proof. You need to have receipts. TMZ posted a photo of Halle with a chipped tooth. Also posted another photo of some bruising on her arm. TMZ stated that this incident happened back in January when they were having a discussion over a custody exchange. That conversation didn't go well and he ended up slamming her head into a steering wheel, and that's what caused her chipped tooth. Instead of running to the internet, she ran straight to the courts. He has now been ordered to stay at least 100 yards away from both Halo and Halle, and he can't even mention their names on his stream. It is not looking good for your boy DDG, y'all. I can already see it now. DDG's fans are not gonna let her breathe. I can already see academics on DDG's side and calling Halle a liar. I can already see it.
I hope all the baby mamas and baby daddies have their pen and paper out when it comes to this Halle and DDG situation, and they are taking notes. You don't argue with your baby daddy on the internet. You don't do that. You don't go back and forth with them. You don't allow them to put their hands on you. You know what you do? You take their ass to court. That is what you do. Like Lil Wayne said, real G's move in silence. Like lasagna. And she did just that. While he was on that internet hooping and hollering about Halo, she was at the courthouse. Yeah, getting structure for their co-parenting relationship. See, I'm an advocate for the court system. Because my then baby daddy had me outside looking like world star baby mama, ran and raving in the neighborhood. And I said, you know what? I'm not dealing with this no more. I'm going to that courthouse. And it was the best thing that ever happened. See, you're going to hear people say, you don't want people in your business. You don't want them people in your business. Yes, you do. Because when there's no structure, there is chaos. And you want peace for you and your baby. This goes for baby daddies too. Take that woman to court. She keeping your child from you? Take that woman to court. See, instead of DDG on Twitch talking about how he couldn't see Halo, he was supposed to be at the courthouse. Because he has rights too. See, that's what you men forget. She did what was necessary. She did what was necessary. She keeping them people out her business. Them people be in the internet. She tired of y'all. Rightfully so. Y'all was on her during the pregnancy. Now you own her while she co-parenting. Can the girl breathe? He chipped the tooth of the Little Mermaid. Is he crazy? He done lost his mind.
He didn't want to go to court because he was breaking into that woman's house, taking a picture of an empty crib. He was chipping her tooth while smashing her head into the steering wheel. Yeah, DDG. That man sat up here and said, oh, I don't want to get the courts involved. I don't want to get the courts involved. I just want to be mature. Abusive is mature, sir? And to all the DDG people who was sitting around here talking about she's so bitter, she's so this, she's so that, that woman ain't said nothing. She probably would have kept quiet about his abuse had he not got on the internet. But he's a real narcissist. He's a real bitter baby daddy. Like, come on. And they said that there's proof. No judge is granting a restraining order without proof. He needs to go to jail and he needs to go to hell.
I remember from this video that's up on my YouTube that I had a lot of men giving me a lot of backlash. I told y'all that this man was toxic and that he needed help.
Listen, the drama don't sleep and neither do I, bitch. Halle filed a domestic violence restraining order against DDG, and because y'all don't like to read and just be typing on the internet, I'm gonna give y'all the details. According to the documents filed in LA, things started getting physical after they break up in October, right? Specifically in January, when she says DDG tried to come and pick up their son. She said she tried to have a conversation with him about visitation, but instead of co-parenting like an adult, he started yelling, "Get out my car, bitch," in front of their son, and the baby was already crying. Now, she alleges, as she was trying to buckle the baby in, he pulled her hair and slammed her face into the steering wheel, which caused her to chip her tooth. But she still had the baby in her hand. She hadn't buckled him up completely.
She said she stayed quiet, she stayed graceful, but she did document everything, bruises, chipped tooth, all of it. She said she stayed in the car during that altercation to protect her son, and she even told DDG's family about it. Then his mama getting online talking about, I'm not gonna allow the lies. You knew. Then in March, he allegedly broke into her house, walked into her bedroom uninvited, and texted her a photo of her own bed like he was the main character in a Lifetime stalking movie. Talking about, nah, I know what you've been on, alleging that she was cheating. Mind you, they broke up in October. Sir, you need to get help. She said 4 days later, he came back and verbally attacked her, smashed her Ring camera, and then ran off with her phone. Then he threw it out the window and told her, go get it, bitch. Like they was in a music video or something. Now, somehow he didn't know this before he was live streaming earlier. Now, maybe he didn't know about the restraining order, but he damn sure knew he abused that girl, allegedly. You knew that, the Ring camera knew that, the text she had knew that. And then here come Aiden Ross talking about the lies, stop the lies, this is a good man. Good and abusive. Because the last time I checked, being charismatic does not cancel out being violent. So the judge granted her a restraining order. DDG has to stay at least 100 yards away from her and the baby. He can't post about her or the baby. And Halle is taking the baby to Italy while she works. The court believed her, the evidence backed her, and y'all need to stop mistaking influence for innocence. Cause every time it's a woman, y'all be in the comments like she lying. Still proving y'all hate black women. All right, y'all be good.
No woman should have to go through this and put up with foolery like this, especially when there's children involved, because a man that doesn't know how to regulate his emotion and his feelings. This is sad, very sad, embarrassing. I hope all the men are seeing this, because this is the same man that y'all took up for. This man put his hands on her in front of his child, but then always screaming out she won't let him see his child. I mean, look how you act. But until next time, bye.